Time now for the morning rush.
We start with Kristen Curry.
Good morning. As our storm system leaves us, we're going to be left with a full day of sunshine today. Even cloud cover hard to come by. Some light to breezy winds out over the northeast. Everybody else, sunshine today will help warm us up. Temperatures getting back closer to average for this time of year. Adam?
As you get ready to head out the door, we're following today's top local stories. We'll start with Fernanda Lopez.
Happening today, a hearing expected for a convicted cop killer looking to be set free after nearly 30 years in prison. Today, Merrill Chamberlain will go before the state parole board. The former Sandia lab physicist was sentenced to 31 years for killing APD officer John Carrillo in 1987. Now, Chamberlain is currently serving time at the Lee County Correctional Facility. It could be up to 2 weeks before the state parole board makes a decision on whether to release him. Crystal?
On to some breaking overnight news. Roswell Police, the Chaves County Sheriff's Office, and New Mexico State Police are now investigating an officer-involved shooting. Police say this happened around 2 this morning outside a motel near North Main Street in Roswell. They say it does involve a Roswell police officer. They have not released details on a suspect just yet. As we learn more details, we'll pass them on to you. Sarah?
Happening today, a plan to move forward with extensive renovations at Jackson Middle School could be approved by board members. Nearly $5 million would go towards a new kitchen, a new cafeteria, and a new performance classroom. A lawsuit filed last year put the renovations at Jackson Middle School on hold, as well as 4 other projects in the bidding stages. The APS school board meeting is scheduled for 5 this evening. Chris.
Thousands of residents evacuated from the area below the nation's tallest dam are waking up at home once again. Officials are confident they've sufficiently reduced the flood threat level that involves the Oroville Dam. Crews have been working around the clock, dumping huge rocks and gravel on the dam's damaged spillways to stabilize it. However, officials still warning residents this morning more storms are on the way. They could be asked to leave again.
A Seattle area man who was brought to the U.S. illegally as a child is now suing the federal government over his arrest and detention last week. 23-year-old Daniel Ramirez Medina had been protected from deportation under a policy by President Obama. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, Ramirez Medina was taken into custody based on his gang affiliation and risk to public safety. But his attorney says state records only show a speeding ticket.
On to new overnight news. A man was killed in a boiler explosion at a home in Massachusetts. The victim's brother says he was checking on a problem and trying to fix the boiler. At the time of the explosion, that man did die on scene. The force of the explosion blew windows from the home right out onto the lawn. The investigation continues this morning. New details: the feds expect shipments to WIP to resume by April. The waste isolation pilot plant outside of Carlsbad was shut down for nearly 3 years after a drum of waste from Lanel exploded and leaked radiation. U.S. Energy Department officials now say they have plans for nearly 130 shipments from laboratories and other national defense sites over the next year. Kristen?
No bad weather expected today. Metro Threat Index only on a 1 because of those chilly morning temperatures. Now down to the 30s here in the metro, but this afternoon sunshine and 50s returning to the state. Adam?
A potential $34 billion merger that would have combined 2 major health insurers is off the table this morning. A federal judge put the brakes on the plan that would have combined Aetna and Humana. The judge cited antitrust concerns.
New at 6, Facebook is coming to your TV. The social network is launching an app for Apple TV and Amazon TV. It will let users watch the videos they would usually watch on Facebook. As for a timeline, Facebook will only say the app is coming soon.
Listen to this. Kids in New Mexico will soon get to visit Spaceport America and many other places without leaving their classroom. Spaceport America is partnering with Field Trip Zoom. It's a web-based provider of live and interactive virtual field trips. Field Trip Zoom offers virtual field trips to more than 165 spots across the country.
New this morning, reward is being offered to help find 7 baby goats in Artesia. Eddy County deputies say last week the goats, each valued at $500, were stolen from a home. All of the goats had white, or rather have white bodies and brown heads. The incident is still under investigation this morning. A reward of up to $1,000 is now being offered for information. If you know anything, you're asked to contact deputies.
Operators of a new Chipotle restaurant in Albuquerque will likely be doing some last-minute work today to prepare to open next week, and they're looking to hire too. The restaurant's trying to fill 25 positions on their store. In their store off Coors near Sequoia. Opening day set for next Thursday. And if you'd like to find out more on information on applying, we posted a link on our website, KRQE.com.
Now for a check on your Wednesday morning commute, we do have one crash to tell you about. That's Montgomery and Carlisle, reportedly involving a pedestrian. So try and avoid that area if you can. Do know the interstates look clear. All other major surface streets moving smoothly.
Lobo fans are elated this morning after defeating the Boise State Broncos, who were at the top of the Mountain West standings. New Mexico came away with a 78-73 victory last night in Wise Pies Arena, also known as a pit. Elijah Brown led the way with 27 points. The Lobos are now 16-10 this season. They will travel to Fresno State this Saturday. Good luck, guys.
1 year from now, the city hopes a new penguin exhibit will be open to visitors. Construction is expected to resume this morning after a ceremonial groundbreaking. City officials donned tuxedos to kick off the project. A 14,000 square foot habitat that's expected to become home to 3 penguin species in the spring of next year. So the countdown is on.
They're so cute. New this morning for the first time in its 30-year history, treasured doll maker American Girl is rolling out an American boy. This is Logan. He's a brown-haired, gray-eyed band member. American Girl told us a boy character has been a top request for decades, and bringing him into the mix is an effort to introduce more experiences and diversity. How cool is that?
Pretty neat. All right, 5 kittens and their mom are safe this morning after firefighters in Sydney, Australia saved them from an apartment fire overnight. More than 100 residents were evacuated after a suspicious fire broke out in one unit. Firefighters found the kittens and brought them out safely, giving them water and much needed love.
All right, time now for 5 facts.
We start with number 5. Some local couples beginning married life this morning after a very convenient way to say their vows on Valentine's Day. At the Rio Rancho Law Offices, Michael Sanchez's job title is, of course, attorney and ordained minister. On Valentine's Day, couples were able to drive right up to the window, get married for free. Pretty cool. Number 4, New Mexico health officials are concerned about the flu this season. Doctors say just this past week there have been more than 120 flu cases reported and more than 100 hospitalizations statewide. They're also investigating 4 flu-related deaths. They are issuing an advisory and encouraging everybody to get vaccinated.
At number 3, warmer temperatures today as we climb back into the low 50s. A lot of sunshine stretched across the state. More sunshine tomorrow, and our temperature climb continues. Eventually, the 60s return by Friday with a weekend storm on the way.
Number 2, false alarm. UNM police say a man who claimed that he was the victim of a violent robbery at the Casas del Rio dorms late Monday night lied. That man, who's not a student, claimed he was attacked by 2 men with black hoodies in the elevator at the apartment complex, but police say security video did not show the alleged crime. Lying about a crime can be a crime, but police say they will not pursue charges against the man, who later admitted that he made it all up. On to number 1 now. President Trump's administration facing more allegations that top aides were in contact with Russia, this time before election night. The unnamed officials say federal agents are sifting through a trove of intercepted communications showing members of the president's campaign and other Trump associates had repeated contact with senior Russian intelligence officials in the year before the election. Now, this follows now former security advisor Michael Flynn's abrupt resignation after allegations he was talking with Russia before Trump took office. The White House still denying any such pre-election contact. We'll let you know when they do respond. Quick update on that officer-involved shooting in Roswell that we told you about at the top of the morning rush. We do know a suspect is in the hospital this morning. An officer is not injured after the Roswell police say that a suspect shot at a police officer and was actually injured by the officer's return fire. Details on the incident still we don't really know much more about it at this point, but as soon as new information comes into our newsroom, we'll pass it along to you and on the news app.